If you're a private practice owner looking to get more patients through your doors for little to no cost, without hemorrhaging your money on expensive marketing agencies, then this is for you. We're going to share 6 lead generation tips for medical practices that position you for growth. All right, my name is Amr Chahan, owner of Dr. Grow. For almost 2 decades, I've helped over 1,800 doctors regain control of their time, finances, and freedom to practice on their own terms independently. And today, with AI and automations, we do this with our R6 Practice Growth Engine. It's an all-in-one marketing system that powers patient growth on autopilot at a fraction of the cost of traditional marketing agencies. All right, now to just jump into it, here's what we're going to cover. Building an email list through localized lead magnets, using targeted online ads, creating a patient-centered blog, building local landing pages, optimizing local practice listings, and keeping in touch with your new patient leads. For medical practices, lead generation can be the difference between success and failure. You need repeat patients in order to build your patient base, but you also have to get more new patient leads if you want to scale up your practice. Now, in our digital-first era, everyone's got a computer in their pocket. In fact, 97% of people learn about local medical practices through the internet. So if you're not visible online to meet your prospective patient needs, then they're going to go somewhere else to get their needs met. And so we need to use local lead generation strategies to capture business from these online searchers. And despite what most marketing agencies tell you, it doesn't require thousands and thousands of dollars of monthly marketing budget to generate local new patient leads. Focusing on localized marketing is the most efficient strategy if you need more patients to book with your practice. All right. And especially if you have a limited budget, right? So with most brick and mortar medical practices, your audience is localized, and it's localized to a small geography. And even if the competition is very high, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on digital ads and other expensive campaigns. There are other ways for your practice to capture the visibility it needs for growth without completely breaking the bank. All right, these are the 6 lead generation tips for local practices that we're going to share today. So let's dive into it. So first off, building an email list through localized lead magnets. Lead magnets are a value-adding way to get contact information from prospective patient leads. These can be things like ebooks, white papers, training videos, and so on. The idea is the lead has to enter their name and email address in order to gain access to the lead magnet. And since you're a practice and you're localized to a specific community, it's much less effective for you to share a generic lead magnet that could be, used by anyone across the world. Instead, you should create a lead magnet that's specific for your local target audience, so it attracts prospects who live near your practice. So, for example, let's say you're a primary care doc and you're sharing a lead magnet about 5 tips to lose weight, right? What you can do is you can reference local gyms, a dietitian that you work with, the local grocery store, community health events, and other resources that are hyper-specific to your geography. So in this way, you're literally speaking to the people that live near you. And this creates a level of personalized engagement far beyond what a generic worldwide sort of lead magnet can offer, right? So next we want to use targeted online ads, okay? We mentioned there's ads that you can spend thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on, but if we craft them right and we target them, it can be substantially more affordable. Ads are an excellent way to get your practice in front of the right people. By optimizing your ads to laser focus on your ideal patients and having the targeting parameters you can set with those ads, it'll allow you to reach potential patients on the most popular platforms you can think of, right? And this helps you get more eyeballs on what you're offering at your practice. So one of the most popular ad platforms is Google. And running Google ads is what we call intent-based advertising. This means the ads only show up And your ad budget only gets spent when a prospective searcher actually searches for what your ad is and then actually clicks on it. So the intent to find what you're offering is already there. Therefore, these searchers are high quality leads. But there is a catch. Running these ads can be expensive. You know, that thousands and tens of thousands of dollars of ad budget I was talking about earlier. Yeah, you can easily use up all that budget running Google ads. So if you do find that your Google ads are too expensive, we can look at another popular platform, and that is Facebook. Facebook ads are another very powerful local lead generation tactic for private practices. It's used by all demographics and has unmatched precision for targeting. Okay, so unlike Google ads, Facebook ads are interruptive ads, not intent-based ads. And this is because as a user scrolling through Facebook, they might be looking at family pictures, they might be looking at cat videos, and during their scroll, your ad pops up. So there's no intent for the user to find your ad. You're actually interrupting their scroll. But the reason it works is because you're able to precisely target the geopsychodemographics of, the population that you want your ad to show up to. So, for example, if you're a cardiologist targeting folks with high blood pressure, you can target your ads by factors like location, age, gender, even by interest shown in specific topics, like say about blood pressure or about heart disease or about lowering cholesterol, right? And so your ads only interrupt the people that you've specifically targeted. So while there isn't intent by the user when your ad shows up, unlike Google ads, right? The user is the right type of person that may have enough interest to learn more. And when you're running a Facebook leads ad campaign, the ad actually shows up in the user's feed with a form to obtain your contact information right there in the feed. So this is a convenient lead capture form, and it gets you as much as 20% more leads compared to ads that redirect you off of Facebook to an external website. Okay. So for local practices with smaller budgets, Facebook can be a relatively lower cost way to run ads compared to intent-based Google ads. And this is a great way to generate new leads while also building brand awareness in your community. All right, so next, let's talk about creating a patient-centered blog. A blog is a great way to communicate with your patients about your services while sharing valuable educational information. So this allows you to attract your audience and involve them with your practice's brand continuously. So not only do blogs function to potentially attract new patients, if you do them right, it can aid in patient retention because people can gain valuable information from your blog even when they don't have a visit scheduled with you. Okay? So your blog provides a way for your practice to connect with patients in an honest, value-adding way, and it builds up your expert authority in your local market. So this means patients will want to stick with you because of your authority position in their eyes. So even when competitors and hospital and practices try to steer the patient away from your practice to them, those patients are still going to stick with you because you have positioned yourself where they really see you as the expert. So they don't want to leave you. So you need a blog on subjects that will interest and educate your audience. And at the same time, you need to highlight the benefits of working with you. And blogs also allow you to target relevant keywords. And this helps you appear in search engines and on generative AI engines like ChatGPT. And this improves your overall visibility for your practice in your geography. So by using your geographic location within your blog titles and your URLs, you can actually boost your practice's local search engine optimization. So the idea behind local SEO is that you show up and display in Google's local 3-pack, which is the 3 search results that appear by the Google map in local searches. And showing up here in the 3-pack is one of the most powerful ways to drive new patient leads. All right, so next, we're going to talk about building localized landing pages. When you direct your leads to a landing page, it becomes the determining factor for effectively converting them from potential patient to actual booked patient. When people are looking to understand if your practice can fulfill their needs, they need to know whether it'll be convenient for them to access your practice, whether your services are precisely what they need, whether you accept their insurance, your office hours, who exactly will be their provider, what your reviews are like from other patients, and other logistical factors, right? That's what the patients want to know. So you need to build localized landing pages for conversion-focused engagement, and also to improve your local SEO when someone searches with location modifiers like primary care near me or neurologist in Alexandria, Virginia, and so on. And if you're a multi-location practice running ads, you'll boost your conversion rates if your ads lead to localized landing pages that give details about a particular location as compared to a general page, like, for example, your main homepage that's just about your practice as a whole, right? So multi-location practices should absolutely have localized landing pages for each of their locations. Now, next, let's talk about optimizing your local practice listings. Okay, so 98% of Americans own smartphones. You need to make sure your practice is listed in local online directories. This is one of the most important factors that maximizes your local SEO so that you show up in relevant search results within your geographic area. This is obviously important to attract patients who live near you, but imagine a potential patient who lives far away so that you'll never show up in their local 3-pack search results. But say they work near you and they're on their break and they search for a doctor on their cell phone. Okay, so you're not going to show up on their desktop because they don't live near you, but they work near you. So when they search, you're coming up on their cell phone. If your local SEO is optimized and you're accurately listed across your local directory sites, you'll show up in their search because of the proximity of the search location to your practice. But without local optimization, you just never come up as an option. So now you can expect your competitors, including other practices and hospital-owned practices in your area, to already be doing this. So if you're not prepared for a little local digital competition, it's time to get prepared. It's time to get started. All right, because as mobile tech has taken over, with mobile usage steadily increasing, people are literally living in their smartphones. In fact, average American adult spends 4.5 hours on their phones per day, and they check it 144 times, okay? Now, because nearly everyone owns a smartphone, practices need to capitalize on managing their listings on as many major directories as possible for local SEO optimization. And the most important major online directory is Google Business Profile. You might have formerly known it as Google My Business. Other top local listings include Yahoo Local, Yelp, Bing Local, Foursquare, City Search, and so on, okay? And of course, we can't forget industry listings like Health Grades, WebMD, Vitals, RateMDs, ZocDoc, and so on. So managing these listings not only gives you various access points from where patients can find you, they give you an SEO boost as search engines like Google and generative engines like ChatGPT learn about your practice and trust that your listings are valid and safe to direct searchers towards. Now, to dive a little bit deeper regarding Google Business Profile, this is a must. In fact, if there's nothing else you take away from this entire presentation, the one thing you must do is create, optimize, and manage your Google Business Profile. Optimizing your Google Business Profile improves your visibility and directly boosts your local SEO. So it ensures your business shows up in maps and searches when someone is looking for your service. Okay. Now, this last one, it sounds so obvious, but I have rarely come across practice that's actually consistently keeping in touch with its new patient leads. Okay, this should go without saying, but after attracting a lead, One might agree that the next step is to keep in touch with that lead, at least until they decide to book an appointment with you or someone else, right? It's not enough to just generate a lead by asking for their email address and then failing to follow up with them. You must keep in touch with your leads by calling them, by texting them, by emailing them directly. Remember, they may be busy, distracted, or even forgetful when the ball is in their court to follow up with you after, say, they downloaded your localized lead magnet, right? So you must reach out. One way to do this automatically is to incorporate their contact info into a well-crafted, automated follow-up communication sequence that you instantaneously build rapport with the new patient and show them that you care about engaging them until they're ready to make a booking decision. Similarly, if you get a lead from a live in-person event, things like lunch and learns at your local assisted living facility, or a meetup with a potential referral source, make sure to follow up with them through an email, a text, phone calls, to encourage them to take action by booking an appointment with you or to refer patients to you, right? Again, this follow-up can also be automated with extremely low-cost systems to streamline your efforts. Following up on leads that have gone cold using an automated email series is another great way to reactivate these leads by pulling them back into your marketing funnel and eventually having them remake a booking decision. So there you have it. That's 6 proven, affordable, time-saving local lead generation tips to grow your private practice. All right, if you need more leads generated for your practice, try these tips before you go out and spend an arm and a leg on running ads through a marketing agency, okay? And if you don't have time to implement these ideas and need assistance with your practice's marketing, book a free call with us. We can mutually explore what marketing strategies might make the most sense for your practice. No pushy sales, no weird obligations, just a pure strategy session that's free for you. All right? You can also email us at success@doctorgrow.com to book a call and learn more.